Here at 8 a.m. First, breaking news in Columbia Heights. The school district closing class today due to a credible threat. This is the message posted on their Facebook about 30 minutes ago saying no students or staff should report to school today. Audrey is live there now with the latest. We're going to check in with her in just a second. We're also live outside of Target headquarters in downtown Minneapolis, where a protest is just getting underway. People are calling for the new CEO to take a stand against ICE. Our Megan McPherson is live there as well. We're going to see it firsthand in just a minute. Let's welcome you in, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for watching KARE 11 Plus, now streaming at 8 a.m. I'm Jason Hackett. Going to get to all those headlines here in a second. First, let's get to Courtney in the backyard. The rodent this morning said 6 more weeks of winter. Courtney, great.
Oh, bummer. Always knew we could count on him, right? Well, it's going to be winter for the next at least month or so either way, and it feels like it. It's a chilly start on this Monday morning. I was out here 24 hours ago, and it wasn't quite this cold. In fact, I want to show you how things have changed compared to yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, we had the snow. It was beautiful, made for a little bit of a sloppy commute, but right now we're about 9 degrees cooler than we were on our Sunday morning. So where does that put us right now? At 10 in the Twin Cities, feeling like 0. We've had feels like temperatures worse, so we can handle it. And as we head through today, no snow expected, but I did want to take a moment for the snow that we had yesterday. Mankato, 2.5 inches, not too bad. Chanhassen, 2.2, 1.7 at MSP, 1.5 for Coon Rapids, and about an inch at River Falls. So it's that broad brush of snow with that clipper system. Today, we will see those clear skies for the most part, and then we have a chance for flurries later in the week. Doesn't look too impressive, though. Snow depth over the last 2 weeks also hasn't been too impressive, but here's a fun little fact here. Meteorologist Jamie Cagle pointed this out yesterday in our group chat. We actually have snow depth on 46 of the 48 states that you see here on this map. Now, that doesn't mean that the snow depth is significant in all 46 of those states, but it's an interesting little stat nonetheless. So we did get some nice snow for the first day of our February. For today, though, we are looking at clear skies as we speak at 10 right now in the Twin Cities with relatively light winds, just about 6 miles per hour out of the northwest, making it feel a little bit more like 0. Now, as we head into the next 12 hours or so, we'll see some clouds passing through at times. And if we get overcast, there could be some flurries. I think the best chance for flurries will be to the south of the Twin Cities. And then we have a front coming through later tonight, so that is going to cool us down. 19 is the forecast high for today. You can see those clouds building on in, and then you'll notice here as we fast forward that we clear out. So there's your front coming through as you get into Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be one of the cooler days. So for the morning, about 2 below. And for the afternoon, cooler than today with a high of 16, 19 in Rochester, 16 for Brainerd. So that's the coolest day. As I said, then we have a little bit of a warm kick. 32 on Thursday, could be thawing out there. And then we have an additional chance for some flurries on our Friday morning. The weekend at this point looking pretty good. 22 for your Saturday, up to 30 on your Sunday. So getting a little bit warmer, a very manageable start to February. Cece?
That's for sure. Hey, 8:05. Taking a look here at road conditions because they've been changing all morning long. We saw a lot of red, or pink rather, and a lot of blue this morning, meaning there was ice out there, some light ice and some light slush out there. Now we're just seeing that here on Highway 55 or Hiawatha Avenue there in Minneapolis. But still, I would take it slow out there because there are some isolated slick spots, even if MnDOT is only showing that area. Taking a look at a couple things I'm still tracking. This is still causing some slowing in Rogers here. This crash on 94 eastbound right near Highway 101. Still seeing that semi involved and that vehicle, but there are tow trucks on scene. I'd give it maybe another hour. I'll keep checking in on that. But right lane is still closed. People are still moving pretty good here on 94. But again, if you're trying to get into the Maple Grove area, you'll want to leave out the door 20 minutes earlier. If you decide to stay on 94, you can take County Highway 10. You can take County Road 81. Just make sure that you do have an alternate route in mind if you're already maybe running late. Taking a look here too in the Minneapolis area. Again, seeing this stalled vehicle here. This is on 35W southbound near Lake Street, blocking this easy pass lane, not impacting your commute to Highway 61. 62 or the Richfield area, but that is what's happening if you see that out there. Taking a look here at the bigger map, a lot more people out there this morning at this point, 8:06. If you see your commute and you see that there's a red area in that area, definitely add at least 10 minutes to your drive. I'll keep my eye on the roads and see if any more crashes pop up.
All right, Cece, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon. Let's check back in on breaking news here. Columbia Heights Public Schools closed today due to a, quote, credible threat. Our Audrey Russo is live at Valley View Elementary in Columbia Heights with what we know right now. Audrey.
Yeah, just in the last 4 minutes or so, we've seen some of the police officers leave the front of Valley View Elementary. There still appears to be one cruiser kind of blocking the entrance. We also did see some cruisers stationed around the back of the building by the playground. Now, it's unclear at this point if this is the school building that receives the credible threat. Take a look at this. This is the post that families woke up to this morning. Now, the high school and other district buildings are fairly close. I reached out to Columbia Heights Police to confirm which school received the threat and the status of the investigation. However, the police chief did get back to me within the last 30 minutes. He says he cannot reveal anything at this time. So this particular school, though, Valley View, has been the center of a lot of media attention for the last week and a half due to increased ICE activity. Several students and parents have been detained, along with including Liam Ramos and his father, who have since made it back to Minnesota from the detention center they were being held in the South. Now, all public school buildings are closed today. Again, administrators say that this is out of an abundance of caution, so no staff, no students are supposed to report here today. The Post didn't indicate when it would be safe for families to return to school. Back to you.
All right, Audrey with the latest from Columbia Heights. We appreciate that update. Let us know if you learn anything else. Thank you very much. It is the first day on the job for Target's new CEO, and right now protesters are at headquarters with a demand for his first order of business. In just a few hours,
legally accountable.
In just a few hours, protesters are expected to gather there, calling on Target to stand with Minnesotans and demanding that ICE leave the state with new CEO Michael Fidelki. Starting today, the pressure on the company to respond is only growing as today's effort follows sit-in protests at Target stores across Minnesota over the weekend. We're going to keep checking in on that protest, and we'll tell you what's being said out there throughout the show. Now to our top story this morning. In just a few hours, the retrial for Cody Forencam will begin. He's accused of killing star student athlete Deshaun Hill nearly 4 years ago. He was later convicted in Hill's murder, but that decision was overturned due to an issue with the police interrogation. That video was seen as instrumental in securing Forencam's first conviction back in 2023, but the Court of Appeals tossed that conviction the following year after Forencam's legal team argued the tape interrogation was illegally obtained. Hennepin County prosecutors appealed, asking the Minnesota Supreme Court to use the interview as evidence in the retrial. In December, the Supreme Court declined to review the state's appeal, paving the way for the retrial to take place without the video. Now, the defense team argued that interrogation wherein Forencam changed his story multiple times was illegally obtained. The appeals court agreed, tossing the first conviction in 2024. Now, the Hennepin County Attorney's Office appealed, asking the state Supreme Court to review their case for using the video in a retrial in December. The state Supreme Court declined. There's a lot of legal maneuvering happening here, and back in August, Deshaun Hill's family described it as exhausting. Right now, you're taking a live look from our nation's capital, where the U.S. is still in a partial shutdown, and this morning we're learning it could last until at least tomorrow. Hours before Friday's deadline, the Senate reached an agreement on a funding bill that would only give Homeland Security funding for 2 weeks. However, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says Democrats won't support the legislation. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he plans to force the vote through today, even with just a one-vote majority in the House. 4 days to go until the Winter Olympics officially kick off in Italy, and this morning our Alicia Lewis is getting back to work in Milan. She touched down over the weekend. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at her journey.
Come along with me as I travel to cover the Winter Olympics in Italy. The first leg of my trip was flying out of MSP to go to JFK Airport. At our gate, we had Olympic team members there, so everyone gave them a big round of applause. It was really exciting to see them board. After a quick 3-hour flight from MSP to JFK, I landed and I found my team members from Tegna. There's 10 of us from around the country in total. We hopped on an NBC chartered flight filled with journalists covering the Winter Games from around the world. Pretty cool. And I got a pretty great seat too. The best part, we each got our own row. Delta is the official sponsor of Team USA and their menu did not disappoint. I got the braised short rib pasta. It was so good. A peek from my window, you could see the Alps as we were landing. Once we did land, we were greeted by Olympic volunteers who helped us through the airport. We got our media credentials and we were off and running. We hopped on our NBC bus and we were off to our hotel. We made it to Italy.
Well, Alicia will be in Milan through the Olympics. You can catch her exclusive